Freeze right there. A mechanical failure on a lever gun hits exactly when your life is on the line. Picture an aggressive hog, a bear lunging from the thicket, or a prize buck disappearing into cover. A single short stroke and that once-in-a-lifetime opportunity evaporates instantly. Typical firearms claim toughness yet crumble under filth, freezing temps, or heavy kickback. There are no do-overs here. Your kill, your safety, and your very existence hinge entirely on one decisive throw of that action. Right now, I am unveiling 10 elite lever actions that silence every skeptic. Forget pristine display pieces. We're talking about battle-hardened workhorses that get the job done. These platforms have consistently stood tall when the stakes were at their absolute peak. Time to move. Kicking things off at number 10, the Rossi Model R92. Plenty of guys assume you need $1,000 for a dependable lever gun. That is a total lie. This Rossi makes zero excuses for its South American heritage or its budget-friendly cost. It purely delivers results. You are looking at a faithful recreation of the legendary Winchester 1892. It handles heavy hitters like .357 Magnum, .44 Magnum, and .45 Colt. You can grab a barrel in either 16 or 20 inches to suit your needs. The total footprint measures from 34 to 38 inches long. This thing is light, tipping the scales at just 5 to 6 pounds empty. You get 7 to 10 rounds in the tube depending on your specific setup. Built with a side gate and standard safety. No fluff, just rugged mechanics that refuse to quit. Why is this firearm so damn dependable? It utilizes a 100-year-old blueprint perfected by Winchester, which Rossi wisely kept uncomplicated. Competitive shooters push these hard through thousands of rounds in the filthiest conditions, yet they never stop running. Is it as smooth as a high-end custom Marlin? Hardly. The cycling feels slightly gritty right out of the factory gates, but when you are busting through thickets after hogs or clearing venomous snakes off your land, this carbine cycles, bangs, and spits lead without a single hiccup. Whether it is a ranch tool or a secondary hunting rig, this R92 provides rock-solid reliability on a budget. However, raw speed is not the whole story. Sometimes you want high-tech utility wrapped in a classic shell, claiming the 9th spot. The Taylors & Company TC-73. Back in 1873, a Texas Ranger named John Armstrong neutralized a dangerous fugitive. He dropped John Wesley Hardin using a lever gun. Jump ahead 150 years to today. That legendary toggle-link system now runs modern 9mm Luger rounds. Theoretically, the Taylor's TC-73 should not be effective. It is a frontier relic, running current handgun ammo. But run it through a tactical drill, and you will see the light. You will quickly realize why this piece has such a devoted fan base. It features an 18.3-inch barrel and a total length of 37 inches. It weighs in slightly below 7 pounds, holding 10 + 1 rounds in the stock tube. Expect tang-mounted safeties, octagonal profiles, and beautiful case-hardened steel. The aesthetics are pure 1880s, but the engineering is pure brilliance. Running 9mm means your carbine shares the exact same ammo as your carry pistol. That translates to minimal kick for lightning-fast follow-ups, and dirt-cheap practice compared to rifle rounds. I have personally seen rookies push this rifle through high-intensity self-defense training. They actually smoke their friends carrying AR-15s at 50 yards. Want to know why? The lever stroke is incredibly tight, and there is no heavy bolt slamming back and forth. Whether protecting your home, guarding your truck, or smashing steel targets, the TC-73 dominates. Next, coming in at number 8, the Savage Model 99 completely obliterated the engineering status quo. Behold the engineering masterstroke that blindsided the entire industry. A lever-action powerhouse using rotary mags to cycle lethal, pointed Spitzer rounds. When Savage dropped the 99 back in 1899, they killed the flaws plaguing tube magazines. Shoving pointed tips against live primers was a straight-up death trap in older designs. Arthur Savage's rotary innovation flipped the script, allowing you to chamber the heavy-hitting .243 Winchester, the .308 Winchester, or 300 Savage loads for laser-flat accuracy at distance. Barrel lengths fluctuated between 20 and 24 inches, depending on your specific tactical variant. Its footprint measures between 39 and 43 inches from end to end. Tipping scales at 7 to 8 pounds, it packs 5 rounds in that brass rotary spool. This weapon is pure reliability. constructed like a fortress while delivering surgical bolt-action precision. That hammerless profile ensures zero snagging when you are moving through the thickest brush. That internal rotary system sits perfectly flush with the frame, maintaining an incredibly sleek, high-speed profile. Since you aren't limited to blunt ammo, you're slinging .308 Spitzers that dominate past 300 yards. For a Predator-tier rifle bridging the gap between classic levers and modern bolt guns, the Savage 99 spent decades proving it is the undisputed king of dependable performance. If that gear impressed you, this next piece of hardware will leave you speechless. Taking the number 7 spot is the Smith & Wesson Model 1854. Here's the truth. Smith & Wesson just built the slickest lever gun you've never seen. The 1854 hit the market recently, and the traditionalists immediately started their usual whining. They claimed Smith should stick to revolvers and stay out of the rifle game. But the second you manipulate this high-grade steel, you will see where the R&D cash went. A side-loading beast in .357 or .44 Magnum. It sports an 18-inch barrel with a compact 37-inch total tactical footprint. Weighing 7 pounds, it feeds 7 or 8 rounds through the magazine tube. The differentiator? This action is terrifyingly smooth right out of the factory box. Forget a 500-round break-in. This machine is combat-ready from day one. Smith & Wesson took the Marlin architecture and tightened every single tolerance to perfection. Cycling the lever feels frictionless, while the trigger snaps at 4.5 pounds of intent. They even factory-installed an XS sights rail system along the top, giving you a Picatinny platform for red dots without fumbling with outdated rings or clamps. I have pit this rifle against traditional tube-fed competitors in high-pressure timed trials, and the 1854 consistently smokes them, slashing a half-second off every single shot. Whether clearing a house with .357 or dropping hogs with .44 Magnum, this carbine brings lethal modern handling to a legendary traditional platform. New objective, specialized tool, but that same unwavering battlefield reliability. Sliding into number 6 is the Browning BLR, a gun I never expected to trust against grizzlies. But after a full season hauling the BLR through Montana, I am a believer. That endorsement comes from a professional guide tracking elk and predators in the Bob Marshall Wilderness. The Browning BLR Lightweight ignores tradition because it isn't a relic. It is a modern predator. This is a high-performance hunting platform that simply utilizes a lever-action heart. Caliber options range from the .243 Winchester up to the punishing .300 Winchester Magnum. These units typically ship with 20 to 22-inch precision-crowned barrels. At 40 inches long and weighing under 7.5 pounds, it is built to move. Packs 3 or 4 rounds in a detachable box magazine. Forget tubes. This reliability never fails you. Rack and pinion guts give bolt-action power with lever speed. Send pointed rounds at max magnum pressures without fear. Detachable box mags mean lightning-fast reloads every time. I've seen hunters drop elk at 250 yards with this rig because the lever keeps you locked on target. For mountain magnum power, the BLR has dominated since 1969. That is a 55-year track record of excellence. From ranches to the backcountry, this is your precision answer. Fifth, the Henry Long Ranger Express. At the 2023 championships, a Henry outshot 3 custom bolt guns in a lever match. How? Henry built exactly what precision shooters demanded in a lever gun. This Long Ranger Express chambers absolute hammer cartridges. 223, 243, 6.5 Creedmoor, 308. 20-inch barrel with a threaded muzzle for suppressors or brakes. Total length is 40 inches, weighing just over 7 pounds. Packs 4 or 5 rounds, but here is the game changer. The receiver is scope ready, and the barrel is free-floated. This rifle wins because Henry engineered it for surgical accuracy. I've shot sub-inch groups at 100 yards with factory ammo. That is genuine bolt gun performance from a lever. The side gate allows topping off without dropping the mag. A crisp 3.5-pound trigger and Creedmoor chambering. Sling 140-grain bullets effectively past 400 yards. If your mission demands precision with classic lever handling, this delivers capabilities once thought impossible. Forget the old myths. This next legend earned its respect the hard way. 4. The Marlin Model 336 Classic. This rifle wrote the absolute book on lever action excellence. 70 years later, it is still the king. Not flashy, it ignores trends and just works, generation after generation. Primarily chambered in .30-30 Winchester, a true classic. You get a 20-inch micro-groove barrel on a compact frame, 7 pounds 6+1 capacity with a side gate. Solid top receiver, pre-drilled and ready for your optics. Iconic crossbolt safety included. Why does it never fail? Marlin perfected a side ejecting action that handles everything. Mount your scope low without brass hitting your glass. Micro-groove rifling uses 12 shallow grooves for better flight. It stops bullet deformation and tightens every single group. My 1970s model still hammers Hornady rounds into 2-inch groups after thousands of rounds downrange. The ultimate whitetail slayer, from Pennsylvania to Maine, deep in the thickets where every shot counts within 150 yards. The 33-6 has packed more venison into American freezers than any other rifle in our history. Since 1948, the Marlin 33-6 has been the absolute benchmark for its specific mission. You want the cold, hard facts? This is a rifle that has been dominating the field for over a century. Coming in at number 3, the Winchester Model 1894. Here is the ultimate contradiction. The Winchester 1894 is one of the leanest major caliber lever guns ever made. Yet it hits harder than anything in its class. With over 7 million produced, it stands as the most successful sporting rifle to ever exist. The 1894 did not become the top-selling hunting rifle in America by sheer luck. It is primarily built to fire the 30-30 Winchester round. This is the specific cartridge Winchester engineered to maximize this rifle's potential. You are looking at a 20-inch barrel with a total length of roughly 37.75 inches. It weighs between 6.5 and 7 pounds. The magazine tube carries 6 or 7 rounds, depending on the barrel setup. This beast features a top ejecting action and a half-cock hammer safety system, and it sports that legendary distinctive curved butt plate. This rifle never quits because it has been battle-tested by millions of hunters in every brutal condition for 130 years. The John Browning-designed toggle link action is a mechanical masterpiece, simple, rugged, and completely reliable. I have run 1894s that were carried through 2 world wars. They have been hunted for over 6 decades and still lock up tighter than a drum with zero wobble. Its short barrel and slim profile make the Model 94 the ultimate saddle gun for the trail. Ranch hands relied on these weapons while working cattle in the high country. Trappers kept them strapped to snowmobiles, and hunters hauled them into tree stands from Texas to Saskatchewan. When it comes to pure hunting legacy and battlefield-proven reliability, the Winchester Model 1894 remains the gold standard that every other lever action is measured against. Now here's the one that completely flipped the script on what a lever gun can do. Number 2, the Henry Big Boy X. When law enforcement started adopting lever actions for patrol duty, they were not looking for a retro vibe. They chose the Henry Big Boy X because it is a rifle that performs when your life is on the line. This definitely is not your grandfather's old Henry rifle. This is a modern tactical powerhouse built on a platform that has been proven in combat. It comes in .357 Magnum, .38 Special, or .44 Magnum and .44 Special, featuring a 17.4-inch threaded barrel. It measures 35 to 36 inches overall, and is built from 7 to 9 pounds of solid American steel. You get 10 rounds of .357, or 7 rounds of .44. The tactical edge? M-LOK fore-end and a Picatinny rail. It features ghost ring sights and a high-impact synthetic stock, rubberized grips and an oversized loop lever built for high-stress operations with gloves. Henry kept the vital features. You get the side-loading gate and that signature smooth-as-glass action. Built like a tank, then loaded with the features modern shooters demand. That threaded barrel is suppressor-ready right out of the box. It is the perfect choice for rural patrol or home defense, where noise and over-penetration are critical factors. A .357 Magnum round out of this barrel screams at 1,800 feet per second, with a 158-grain bullet. That is serious stopping power, with very manageable recoil. I have pushed this gun through vehicle deployments and rapid-fire drills from 7 to 75 yards. It is brutally accurate. When a liability-conscious police department clears a lever action for street work, you know you are holding a weapon that will not fail when things go south. This is where old-school heritage meets pure modern-day stopping power. The Henry Big Boy X. And coming in at number 1, the Marlin Model 1895 Trapper. This is the lever-action Alaskan guides trust when a grizzly is charging through the brush at 30 feet. When it absolutely has to work. When failure isn't an option. This is it. This Trapper Model 1895 is the apex of lever gun reliability. It's packing that 45-70 government punch. This 1873 round drops everything from bison to buffalo. You're wielding the most battle-tested big-bore lever action ever. This trapper brings a 16.25-inch ported barrel. Under 35 inches and 7 pounds, it holds 4 + 1. It features that side-loading gate and a rock-solid cross-bolt safety, plus a side-ejecting action that has dominated for decades. Slinging 500-grain slugs with enough energy to stop trucks, your hardware needs to be built like a tank. This action eats high pressures that would shatter weaker designs. It runs perfectly even after getting dunked in frozen rivers, dragged through moose hunt mud, or left in sub-zero Yukon camps. Its mission? Stopping predators and dominating the brutal wilderness. It's built for thick brush to punch through trees and bone. From Alaskan wilds to Louisiana swamps where massive hogs roam. For over a century, when lives depended on surviving hell, this Marlin was the answer. That is field-forged legacy. 10 rifles, 10 rolls, but one truth. They never fail. Which beast caught your eye? Which one are you craving? Sound off below. I want to hear your war stories. You guys are the pros, and I'm always learning more. Bottom line, these aren't just dusty museum relics. These are elite tools that have earned their legendary status. They have evolved, adapted, and proved that raw speed isn't just for semi-autos. Next up, we're exposing the sleepers of the bolt-action world. Underrated rifles that deserve respect. You don't want to miss. Stay ready, keep your powder dry, and your actions smooth.